The Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, Urban Legends and Music, where we uncover, is it real or is it a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger. And Charles and I are founding members of the Toadies. Now we're podcasting.
And talking about some fiery jackalope tales.
Yeah, lately there's 2 jackalope tales that are existing out in the world that have been perpetuated by social media.
Yep, they have. And in the case of mine, it's like there have been 3 or 4 that have even happened that lead up to this. And it's funny because they never really go straight to the artist to ask them.
No, it's just like, well, this happened. And it's like, oh, I didn't even think there were shows.
Yeah.
And
it's like they don't want to know. They just love the fire of a rumor.
Right.
And because there's always got to be some conspiracy reason behind everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the 2 that we're doing prove that you can throw anything out onto the interwebs and people will believe it. And news media will pick it up.
Yeah.
And I'm saying news in quotations because no one checks for the truth anymore.
Well, I think you have actually said to me that TikTok is your news source.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yes. Because actually there are housewives who have plenty of time to fact check. And I trust them more than I trust the regular news now.
Right.
Because there's this whole army of housewives who are solving crimes, A.
Yes.
B, fact checking.
Yes.
So I'm going with full-time housewives for the win.
Yeah. It's like take your kid to soccer and then get home and do some research.
Right. They're on the webs and they're like, I fact checked all of this and I checked this the records for the county jail. That is not true. It's like, okay, Martha.
Yeah. But Martha's good with her news.
Right.
So yeah. And in fact, I am talking about the boss, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, man, he's been under a lot of fire lately.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like the Dixie Chicks, except it's not sticking to the boss like it did to the Chicks.
Have we ever talked about Bruce Springsteen?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think we have. So can you believe it? I mean, but yeah, we got something to talk about with him. And you're talking about.
I'm talking about my favorite topic in the whole world, K-pop. And K-pop popular Blackpink.
Yeah.
Band.
I love the Blackpink from the ice cream truck.
Is there a
I don't know. There's something pink.
So yeah.
It was a pink push pop.
Pink stink. Of that pink stink pop.
And you always ask for it with that one finger down.
So bad.
But yeah, this week when we were kind of talking about what we could talk about before the whole subject, there was a trifecta death.
This is a crazy trifecta death.
It really it covers all different so many different genres of music.
Right.
And you have 2 people that were the same age, 82.
Yeah. Sly Stone and Brian Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Douglas McCarthy from Nitzareb. So he's not as known as Sly and Brian.
Yeah.
But I just saw him less than a month ago.
What is crazy.
With Ministry.
Yeah.
And he was having so much fun and it was great. He was great.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Nitzareb since like 81.
Wow.
Saw them in 81 and I saw them again like 3 weeks ago.
God.
And then hearing that he passed away was just like, no
kidding. And that's where, you do appreciate getting to see them before something bad like that happens.
Right.
And I mean, my God, Brian Wilson. I mean, I know that probably was definitely a big deal, I would assume, to you, because I mean, your dad loved the Beach Boys. You grew up listening to the Beach Boys.
In fact, I talked about this in previous podcasts when we first got a cassette tape player in our car for cross-country trips. We had 2 tapes. We had the Beach Boys and we had Janis Joplin.
Really? Janis?
Yeah, we had those 2 tapes, and I got to pick the Beach Boys. My parents picked Janis Joplin.
Did you even like when they played Janis? Because
I didn't. And now I wish that I had appreciated it more. Yeah. But I think because they played it over and over and over and over, I know all of their songs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
do you remember which Beach Boys album it was?
Yeah, the one
was it Pet Sounds? I know that
it was not Pet Sounds. It was it had Good Vibrations on it.
Okay, so one of the real early.
Was it Meet the Beach Boys?
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, but it was that tape. You probably can just play it through your mind.
Yeah,
all the way through.
Yeah, and I got to see the Beach Boys live when I was a kid because I loved them. That was one of my favorite bands.
Yeah,
I had Creedence and the Beach Boys. Yeah, that was just. So that one hit me hard.
Yeah. Oh, and then you got Sly. I mean, God, dang, Sly and the Family Stone. Oh, yeah. God, that's one of those bands I don't listen to often, but then I'll be like, damn, I haven't listened to them in a while. So go back and listen to them a little bit. Damn, that energy.
That is some weekend music, man. Just put that on. And
have a little barbecue going.
Oh God.
I mean, there's nothing better than funky barbecue.
I don't know anyone who dislikes Sly and the Family Stone.
No, that's one of those guys, total respect, even if you don't like the music.
Right. And it's sad what happened to, Douglas died of cirrhosis of the liver, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Happens to a lot of musicians. But Sly and Brian had well documented struggles with substances, and it just makes me sad for both of them.
Right,
the mental health aspect and the substance abuse that they had, as well as with Douglas. It's just really sad. I know that 82 is a good long life, but
granted that, but still,
God, man, those are just 2 people that feel larger than their age.
Yeah. It's like, I know Brian Wilson suffered for so long, and oh my God, through his whole life with so many different mental aspects. But then when they're gone, it's like still hits you.
Yeah.
So
it's You go and listen to have you listened to the isolated harmonies on Pet Sounds?
No.
So I have the box set. And there's a whole disc of just the isolated vocals on some of those.
Really?
It's insane.
God.
It's insane.
Okay.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that since his passing, a lot of people have put it out where you can listen to it. Just go to YouTube.
Okay. No, I will.
Well worth it to listen to because it's phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah, I will. But then, so... You want me to start talking about the boss?
You know what? Let's go ahead. Yeah. America.
Okay. America.
America.
Yeah. Today's tale is about a rumor that just about took down the boss and Bruce Springsteen. This one's got everything in it. It's got like the mob ties. It's got shadow bans, secret lawsuits, dementia. And no, I mean,
I haven't heard all of these.
Well,
I've only heard a portion. This is insane.
Well, and then when you brought it up, I was seeing that one that was just recent, but that, like I said, there have been a bunch that have kind of led up to this with all different kinds of rumors. So I figured, talk about them all because it's really insane kind of what's been thrown at Bruce Springsteen. But we don't have to go back far to find the first posting. It happened in early 2024. And the first whispers came out from a little sketchy corner of Facebook. It was a post from a profile named Linda for Liberty 63. And the claim was that Bruce Springsteen had just been canceled by the industry. And it's like, people are wondering, what the hell?
Bitch,
Why?
that was Kid Rock.
Well, in this case, it's because Bruce went off script at the Grammys and said something they didn't like, and now Live Nation was erasing him. And now, whenever you get into these rumors, these jackalope tales, they kind of start out like a little bushfire.
Yeah.
And then it'll grow and grow. So this one was kind of the bushfire because it really had like 1,200 shares in an hour. I mean,
okay.
But people were pissed. They were confused, and people were Googling Bruce Springsteen canceled, and others are screaming, free the boss. And here's the thing is that Bruce Springsteen had said nothing. He didn't go off script. He didn't even go on stage at the Grammys. The guy was sick and he'd canceled a few shows, and that was it. So
people can say anything.
They really
this is
can.
Proof of a jackalope.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. Jackalope rumors work. I mean, just start a little something and then they can grow. And so then came the next theory about Bruce, the mob theory. And this one, we're starting to talk about putting some gasoline on the bushfire. This was a TikTok post that had 3 million views, and it laid this whole thing out about Bruce. They said Bruce canceled his New Jersey dates because the real mafia told him not to show. He broke some kind of blood vow by doing a Super Bowl commercial for Jeep. That wasn't just a car ad. It was a betrayal. Springsteen was warned twice. So.
Okay, I would read that. Just me. I would read that and go, what Jeep ad?
I know. That's the whole thing about it.
And why does that break some kind of...
Or then you're like, also with our old minds, you're like, I think I remember that Jeep ad.
Right.
Tapping my foot to it. Yeah.
Right.
But see this theory. I mean, one guy pointed out in the post that Bruce hadn't played Atlantic City since 2016. Well, guess what? Is it a coincidence? People started running again with that, thinking, well, that's maybe why he hasn't played Atlantic City.
There's no place big enough for him to play over there.
See, true, but that doesn't matter. And then, of course, the rumor hit the real posting website that gets all your information and opinions, Reddit.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
And then users started posting that Bruce had been silently blackballed by promoters. Some swore Ticketmaster was scrubbing his tour listings. Others claimed he was in court, fighting for his right to sing about factory towns that people couldn't live in anymore.
Oh, my God.
And then, of course, it gets political.
Yeah. This is the one that I saw.
Yeah, exactly. Some right-wing Twitter accounts or X accounts. I still hate saying
it's still
X.
Twitter.
Yeah. They decided Bruce had been silenced by woke corporate America for being too patriotic.
Yeah.
And I mean, in reality, if you've ever really listened to Born in the USA, that is so a misread. So meanwhile, you've got liberal TikTokers that started a counter rumor claiming Bruce had been targeted by Elon Musk's AI army for refusing to sell Tesla an exclusive song called Born to Drive. Electric cars. So.
Good Lord.
But see, it wasn't a real song. But then again, that's not the point. It's like this was just something that people keep building on. And Bruce Springsteen, here he is, a 74-year-old rock legend recovering from peptic ulcers and decades of carrying American masculinity on his back. And he was at the center of the dumbest cancellation rumor ever. And still, no one asked Bruce about it. It's like they just run with it. They don't want to know. They don't want to go to the source and find out the truth. But because even if they go and talk to them, you still have those rumor people that are like, but they're not telling the truth because they don't want people to know the truth. It's like this thing can just keep getting fueled and fueled. And then when Bruce Springsteen finally made a statement, it was very classic Bruce. He said, I'm recovering, appreciate the love, looking forward to getting back out there. And that was it.
Simple.
Yep, exactly. No mafia, no lawsuits, no Tesla.
He didn't say anything about that time that he punched Elon in the face.
No. Oh, wouldn't that have been good? Just a guy whose intestines or his guts were mad at him. And I mean, for just, yeah. But the rumor didn't stop. Soon a whole new version emerged that Bruce wasn't canceled. He was being protected.
Protected.
Yeah. Okay. One thread claimed he was a key witness in a secret RICO case against music industry elites.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. Someone even doctored an image of Bruce in a hospital bed with an ankle monitor, claiming he was under rock star house arrest. And they called it the Thunder Road Trials.
Oh, my God.
See, I know it's, but at this point, Bruce could have staged a concert from the roof of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, shirtless and screaming, I am not canceled. And people would have just said the CIA deep faked it. Because here's the thing about the Jackalope rumors. They thrive in vagueness. They feed on silence, and they never, ever need to be real to feel true. That's how they all work.
Yep.
And in the case of Springsteen, the cancellation wasn't about him. It was about really the public. It was their need to feel like there's a puppet master behind every delay, that when the show doesn't go on, there must be a secret or a scandal. We just can't accept sometimes that this 70-something-year-old guy needs a break.
Right.
And that's too easy. That's too human. And it's like, that's how the whole thing ended up just snowballing, getting bigger and bigger. And, while Bruce eventually returned, he did return to the stage in early 2025. The cancellation crowd never did apologize for coming up to that. They just moved on to their next target.
So it's interesting because Bruce throughout his career was pretty much Teflon. Yeah. So remember all the scandal when he started dating his backup singer and then married her? Remember that?
Hell yes.
And and it was a tiny little blip of a scandal.
Yeah.
That mostly like what was Entertainment Tonight would post about it. It didn't even last long because he's Bruce Springsteen and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
So even when, he was cheating on his wife, it's Bruce.
Well, and there's that. And there's even speculation too. It's that there was this whole thing like his first 10 albums or whatever could not be given anything below a 5-star because of just his whole, I mean, it's like the record industry just had this written rule.
Right. Have you ever seen Bruce live?
I never have.
I never have either.
That's a long show too. Doesn't he play like 3 hours?
I don't want to see a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And B, I like his songs.
Yeah.
But I like the radio edit. I hate jam bands. And Bruce is a jam band. I don't want to hear, a saxophone solo and then whatever. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Play the song and quit masturbating. Because to me, jamming is masturbation. I don't want to see you do it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for when you're noodling and trying to figure something out.
It's for costume
at
changes.
Home.
At home.
Yeah.
There may be a costume change or whatever, but he's not changing from he's changing to another white t-shirt and jeans. No.
Do you remember that live album or that live set that came out while we were working at Sound Warehouse?
And we would play it and I would want to slip my wrist.
Oh God.
It was fucking horrible. Torture. It was torture.
Oh, it was like a 6 CD set or 40 album set.
Right. And
it was
one side was 2 songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, stop it. Less saxophone solo.
He is one of those artists that I've always been like, well, let me try to get into him, because you just hear so much about him, know so much about him, and then it's like, no, I can't do it.
Right. I liked Nebraska. I thought that was a really great album. But I respect him. I could never hate on him. I think he's a brilliant songwriter.
Yes.
And an amazing entertainer.
Yeah.
It's just not my jam.
No.
Literally.
Yeah. That's true. See, but that's nuts too, because the internet doesn't just attack the young people or throw the rumors out about the young. Everyone gets involved. Yeah. Anyone this day and age.
In fact, you know what? Dogpile on old people. We can take it better.
Yeah. We don't even know how to pull it up to read it.
Right.
Yeah.
Come at us.
Like really, we'll never know.
And none of our fans even can pull up internet to look either. So it just fizzles out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If anyone sends Jackalope a message, it takes me about 2 weeks to realize we even got one.
Right. It's like, was that a beep I heard?
Yeah. My fries are done in the air fryer.
Some kind of ding dong beep saying I got something somewhere, and I can't tell.
Can't find that damn thing.
Is this on Facebook or email?
It happens. It does. But so now you're talking about.
So this is pretty interesting because for me, this has a little twist that I'll cover at the end.
I love a twist.
I know. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a twist, but I'm just going to put my opinion out there.
Yeah. Oh, I love an opinion.
My opinion is kind of twisty sometimes.
Okay.
So I'm covering Blackpink, and I'm going to be the first to admit I don't know K-pop for shit.
You should be proud.
I don't like K-pop. I think it's crap.
Yeah.
When the BLT sandwich group played on Saturday Night Live, I fucking hated it. I was like, so much moving around and lip syncing, and I said something and I got thoroughly attacked on Facebook.
No,
because people were like, look how talented they are. And I was like,
what?
Gross.
What?
No. They're like, no, they're really singing and dancing. And I was like, I could give a rat's ass.
Yes, right. That doesn't matter. It sucks.
Gross.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate K-pop. And I hate that it's called K-pop. Like,
right.
What the fuck is that?
Right. It sounds like soft drink.
Right.
And just stop it.
Yeah. K-pop cola. Nah. Okay. So I'm covering the prostitution scandal.
Oh.
And this one started in 2019 and it's come back again.
No.
This last month.
But in 2019 it came out.
Yes, this started in 2019 because in May of 2019, the South Korean media revealed a story that Yang Hoon Suk, and excuse me if I'm mispronouncing these names, but it's spelled S-U-K.
S-U-K. I'm going. Yep.
Yang Hoon Suk, co-founder and then CEO of YG Entertainment, which is Blackpink's management company, was accused of arranging prostitutes for business investors during a July 2014 dinner. And he resigned and faced questioning. And though he denied organizing any of the sexual services, his resignation kind of stopped all of the investigation and pretty much put an end to
They didn't dig into it further.
No.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to just stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it fueled rumors at the time that YG's biggest group, Blackpink, were involved as prostitutes, and YG managed high-profile artists as prostitutes, not just as artists.
Okay.
So internet chatter went crazy, and they were called the YG girls. Anyone that was on the label or the management company was YG girls, which implied that they were prostitutes.
Wow.
And they were linked directly to stories of prostitution everywhere, not just on social media, but in the news. The news was speculating about it as well.
Damn.
Right.
Ooh.
So some of the online commentary even suggested that YG treated female trainees as goodie bags. And they called them that, quote unquote, goodie bags for investors.
Oh God! So everyone loved to go to the conference.
Oh my God! They were like, "Where's my goodie bag?" Other people were just getting like, a fan with the YG logo.
Yeah.
This one is behind curtain number 2.
Yeah. So
Jenny from Blackpink.
So they could really do a lot with the foam fingers.
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh God.
So Blackpink members, particularly Jenny, and I don't know any of these band members.
Yeah.
I did listen to their music and yuck. Anyway, Jenny have frequently been targeted with misogynistic, sleeping your way to the top commentary. And Jenny has been accused of trading relationships with powerful figures for roles in movies. And there's no credible evidence that that happened.
Yeah.
Although she's gotten in a lot of movies.
Some people don't like the success aspect, so they'll come up with something slanderous.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the most recent one because there's a podcast called Above the Influence.
Okay.
And it was just, they had a viral podcast, and it was just released from behind a firewall. So now it's free to everybody. And it's adding fuel to this fire of this conversation. The podcast revisited the rumors and accused Jenny of prostitution and making sex tapes.
Wow.
Host Woo-Tak Kim said he has a rich friend who paid money to have sex with Jenny, and he has a tape to prove it. And this friend is the son of the owner of one of the biggest BMW dealerships in Korea.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he even named names. Said, it's this guy. He did it. And he stated that there is a price on the heads of all pop stars, and they can be bought through their management companies, not just YG Entertainment, but all of the K-pop stars.
Oh, damn.
There's a price on their head.
Oh.
And the popular stars are sold for $500K.
Holy.
For a night.
Good God.
Yeah. Kim later walked back the strong allegations, saying that he really didn't know if those things are true, and he didn't get a chance to see the videotapes.
But he threw it out there anyway.
But he threw it out very strongly and said that I know who did it. I know who has tapes.
Damn. Yeah.
And then he walked it back very strongly.
Okay.
But the damage had been done. The band's struggling with the rumors, and it's affected their personal lives and their professional lives. And there's still really no proof that the management company's issues have bled over onto the band, because there is some truth to the management company linked to prostitution.
Oh,
so
God.
Here's my commentary. So I know that it's affected the band, and these allegations are actually going over for other K-pop stars, like the sandwich band BLT.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I know people are gonna fucking give a shit.
Yeah.
I think that where there is smoke, there is fire. Because you look at what's happening with what's coming out in the Diddy trial.
Yes.
And to a lesser extent, I can say, I was witness to some horrible things that have happened in the industry.
Right.
And these young kids who are under pressure to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's a documentary about how, making the band, the K-pop band, it's way harder than being in, an American, Backstreet Boys or whatever.
Right.
It's very rigorous, and
yeah,
they're very manipulative and controlling on these kids. It feels dirty and gross.
Oh God.
About what they eat and everything. They control every aspect of these kids' lives, and they're kids.
Shit.
That's what they are. So it is not that big of a step to think that these kids are being whored out.
No shit. Oh God.
And when their management company has been accused of this, and there's solid proof.
Yeah.
Come on. Who is their prostitutes that they're whoring out?
Right.
If it's a management company, an entertainment company, they're not just like finding someone off the street, are they? Well, I mean, they could.
They
probably not.
No.
They have a whole bunch of kids that they have groomed.
Yes. Right.
I don't think that I am being I don't think I'm being an a-hole by saying this. And I feel sorry for these bands.
Yeah.
I really do feel sorry for K-pop bands. And I think that's why I don't like the K-pop bands very much.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's manipulative. I can't say it. And it's malicious the way that they form them, and it's not authentic, and it's fake, much like the ones that are done here.
Yeah.
Which, you hear the stories of New Kids on the Block and everything, what they had to go through. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's just fucking gross.
Oh yeah. Whenever the music industry gets their hands on the kid stuff, it just seems so
it's dirty,
dark, dirty, nasty.
Yeah. And I do not.
It's like the restroom in a Love's gas station. I mean, you need a total body cleansing.
You need one of those things on the door saying this restroom was last cleaned, whatever. And you want to see a recent date.
Yeah.
And,
right.
But I feel sorry for these young people.
Yeah.
That are having to traverse the world through these rumors. And if something did happen to them,
they are selling their soul. Yeah. I mean, they are just selling everything about them to the industry to get big.
Right.
God.
And the way that the press covers K-pop in Korea is crazy.
Really? It's all everywhere.
Yeah. And it's gross, and it's dirty, and these are kids. And
no.
So anyway, that's my little soapbox, and I'm off of it now. But I think that where there is smoke, there is fire.
Yeah.
And I don't think that their entertainment company has done them any good.
Yeah. Oh, and you got to wonder, they're so big, so popular. The management groups and everything could be untouchable with this.
Right. And their management group didn't go, oh, no, that's not true.
Oh,
none of that. They're like, these were poor innocent children. Quit talking about these kids.
Right.
They didn't do any of that. They're just like, I'm resigning, goodbye. They're like, I got my money. I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm going to the Greek Isles, bitches. Anyway, so that's my soapbox, and I'm off of it. And
those are dark, scary rumors. And I can't believe that one podcast that put all that out before.
I know. I just don't think that podcast person would have been so strong about it and name names.
Yeah. Did he get paid off to pull back? Oh, no.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, let's start the conspiracy.
I am starting a jackalope.
Let's start it.
Yeah.
Wu-Tak might have had to pull back. Wu-Tak pulls back.
Yeah.
But, it was safe when it was behind the firewall where, just their paid people heard, and they're going, yeah, that's probably true. Mm-hmm. And then when it went out into the full public, they're like, oh, shit. I just thought a few of these people were going to hear this.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So
time to stomp the fire out.
And I tried to listen to that podcast and it's Korean.
Oh, no.
I don't understand it.
Okay.
I need to get Rosetta Stone and learn how to.
Yeah, there are no
listen.
subtitles on
Right, no.
podcasts. Oh,
Right.
Shoot. Well, I mean, if the voices sound funny, I bet.
Right. Speaking of sounding funny, it's the Kazoo.
Man, we almost harmonized.
It's like the Beach Boys.
That's right. That's right. It was pet sounds. Oh, the Lone Star Salute. Yep. Where people have expressed 1-star opinions.
1-star opinions about anything that have to do with music.
Yep.
I've got a funny one.
Oh.
It's a 1-star review of Blackpink's Singapore leg of the
Singapore leg.
Yeah, and that's what they called it, of the Born Pink tour. Born Pink.
Born Pink. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
And this is K-pop Rants reviewed this.
Okay.
And I've got a lot to say about this review.
You could rant a lot.
I'm going to rant about this review. So K-pop says tickets are really expensive, ranging from $190 to $400. For that price, a 1 hour and 40-minute runtime in total is just pretty underwhelming. This includes the long-ass performances by backup dancers and musicians. That's just really short no matter how you spin it. Twice, the band, for example, consistently puts out greater than 3-hour-long performances. I'm going to vomit. That's my interjection.
Yep.
I'm gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not expecting that length for all groups, but I do expect longer than 2 hours at least.
Oh, my God.
No, girl.
Oh.
The crowd interactions were both brief and few, and basically were, how's everyone? I love Singapore food. The weather is hot. I'm so sweaty. Okay, our next song is... Okay, they speak Korean. So if they're saying that in English, I don't know if they are, and they're in Singapore. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, there are zero details or like follow-ups about what they liked about Singapore in particular. They wanted to have a whole conversation. Could you please do an interview about what you liked about Singapore? It was so lazy, and it just made it feel like they were checking off a box. I don't expect an entire essay. Oh, yeah, you do, girl.
Yes,
but I think that there should just be more like there should be more than just 5 short interactions in total. Oh. And the last one, when Jenny was saying that we only have 2 more songs, I was like, bro, WTF, you just got here. Don't gaslight us into thinking it's been a long concert, LOL. Like, come on, man. You were making a killing on this leg of the tour, and you can't even be bothered to show some love to your fans. It's kind of off-putting.
Wow.
I know this is long, but let me finish.
Oh, no, please.
I know Blackpink isn't a vocal dance heavy group, but that being said, it felt like they, with the exception of Lisa, we're phoning it in for the most of the night, especially when comparing it to their rightfully acclaimed Coachella stages just a few weeks ago. Lazy is not swag. Performing is part of your job. You guys are a 7-year-old group that has trained most of your lives to be idols. I felt like you only gave 50% of your full potential to us. As a former dancer, I can also tell their dancers are not hard to learn at all. It takes probably an hour or 2 max. There's no real reason other than laziness to not go all out, especially with how short the concert is and the fact that Singapore is one of the last legs of the tour. There has to be minimum standards for a world tour.
She sounds like a damn management team.
She is
a
blazing C-word.
Oh, okay, you are
This is
kidding.
What the K-pop kids gotta put up with. What the fuck?
Oh, God. Criticize.
They played an hour and 40 minutes.
I know.
And they're like, that's not good enough. More than 3 hours. That's what we want. Meh, meh, meh.
God.
I'm giving K-pop rants, 0 stars. She sounds horrible.
That is, God.
And now I want to go see Blackpink because apparently I'm killing it.
What a shit.
Right. I read this because this is a horrible review.
Oh my God. No, it's a 1 star of a 1 star.
Yeah, this person's horrible. I give her a 1 star, 0 stars.
Yeah, no, you should. God. Fucking, it's like you getting your annual review at work. It's like, and then you're just getting obliterated.
Yeah, how can this band even do anything? They're being attacked with prostitution stuff, and then the K-pop rants going, they don't dance good.
Yeah, your dance moves are too easy. Right. And it should be a 3-hour show.
I'm an awesome dancer in the audience.
Oh, God. Oh,
all right, let's go.
That's a sickening one. Well, the one I've got is for Bruce Springsteen's album, The River.
Okay.
And the entertaining aspect of this is it was reviewed a 1 star by Romain Bellou in France. Oh. So I've had to translate it.
Awesome. These are my favorites.
It's a little long too, but I think it's worthwhile. So Romain goes on to say, no, I don't like this record. I have the very unpleasant feeling of listening to one of those party room singers who are doing a trip on a recorded tape. One of those DJs with leather hat, fringe jacket, and cowboy boots tasked with animating the ball while the bride has already retired, and the last no-seers gently start to vat by grabbing their partner on the track of dance arranged by pushing the tables. I say, doesn't this make great sense?
It does. I love it.
It smells like the barbecue that goes out. They have barbecue in France.
It's on a baguette. It's not the same.
Yeah. The beer that crumbles in the stomach with the fries too fat. The drunk uncle who vomits in a corner. The boys peeing in the courtyard with the music coming out through the open windows.
Their weddings sound horrible.
Because it's too hot in August. The obligation to have fun in family celebrations. Springsteen gets excited on rich accompaniments of up to 2 or 3 chords, tackled by musicians who watch their watch, wondering when they can finally palpate their money. I don't know what that means. And go to sleep. It looks like a rhythm box and MIDI synthesizer assembly, which is totally anachronistic. I know. As for the rare sax solos on just 3 measurements, we perfectly see the orchestra's cacao coming to the stage with its desk, conscientiously playing its score and returning satisfies the duty accomplished. Is that why Springsteen turned out to be great one at the time? The worst thing being that this impression came to me listening to the CD before even discovering the booklet, totally in line with my comment. Cheesy, boof as possible, Kachisme with his bridal figures cut out in fashion magazines of the 50s. Yet I like Springsteen, but in or his last or even the described, but there, no.
Who plays Bruce Springsteen at their wedding?
I don't understand much of that. I mean,
it was written by a mime.
Yeah.
Quite obviously. The guy's a mime.
Moving tables, doing barbecues.
Right. He's like,
yeah.
and then, now I eat baguette.
And acting like it's too hot in August in France.
Right. And who's going to French kiss the guy that's vomiting in the corner?
The uncle.
The uncle.
Yeah.
The vomitous uncle.
I know. But I don't really understand anything about the album from that.
No.
I don't.
Except there was a saxophone, 3 saxophone solos.
3 measurements of saxophone solos. So,
I feel better with 3 measurements of saxophone solos than the over-exaggerated saxophone solos of past.
Yes.
So, okay.
I know. Except for those few punk bands that have saxophones. There are a couple that are kind of interesting. X-Ray Specs and stuff like that.
Yes.
The saxophone, as soon as I hear a saxophone, I think 80s. And then
100%.
And I'm out.
You think, Oh, that Foreigner Double Vision album had a lot of saxophone.
See, that's
Who
one
else?
instrument.
I'm trying to think of who has saxophone that I'm okay with.
I mean, John Coltrane and all the early stuff.
Well, jazz.
Of course. That's right.
But what rock band has saxophone that's satisfying?
Yeah. Psychedelic Furs? Did they? Yeah, they.
I think that was keyboard.
Was it keyboard?
Processed. The Waitresses?
Yes. Yeah, they did. They did. Madness. But see, saxophone goes with ska.
Right. Totally goes with ska. Like, yeah, the English beat.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's not one that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Wait,
I know.
What?
Morphine.
Oh,
right. I think that's the only
go.
one where it's acceptable, right?
Yes, I agree.
Because
okay, good point.
It makes you want to poop when you listen to it really loud. It hits the brown note.
Yeah,
I think it's that low brown note on the saxophone, and then you're shitting.
Yeah, that's the graph or the meter you need. If
right.
it makes you want to poop, then it's doing its job.
Right. Oh, Careless Whisper.
Okay. Oh God!
So went off on a tangent. Yeah. I don't fucking care. Have you seen that that video of that guy that walks around with a saxophone and in food courts and malls and just plays Careless Whisper until the security comes?
Is this TikTok? Of course.
Oh. No, because I think it's pre-TikTok.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he'll just like walk up behind people and or like hop up on the table in the food court.
Oh hell yes!
Whisper.
Well, that should tell me that's early on because he's in malls at the food courts.
That is genius.
Oh,
I love it.
God.
If I could play Careless Whisper on the saxophone, I would annoy everyone with it.
Oh hell yes! Okay.
But if you go and play Morphine and hit the brown note at like maybe a taqueria.
Oh God, everyone's pooping in the taqueria.
Right, because it's already loosened up there for you.
Exactly.
Play Honey White. Oh, it's gonna get you.
Oh, all right. Damn.
Woo!
Oh, speaking of happy endings.
Yes.
The brown notes of the saxophone.
Notes.
Oh, God.
Look, so we mentioned this during the show, but Jackalope Tales exists simply because people want to believe conspiracy theories. And when they're faced with the truth, they still want to believe the conspiracy theory.
Well, the truth, it's like you have said in the past. Record companies don't want you telling the truth because it's boring.
Yes.
And now it's like the rumors and all that stuff are way more interesting.
Right. And where there's this little fire, and I'm guessing that probably the management company with the prostitution and probably Rick Springfield's Born in the USA and Bruce Springsteen, their record companies love this. It's keeping their artists in the news.
Yeah.
They don't care if it's negative or not. It doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
They fucking love it.
Yeah.
They're selling records. They're going to use it and push it through, and they're going to tell the DJs or whoever, like, spin this or put this underneath your TikTok story of your controversy.
Right. Bruce's version of Jesse's Girl will come back.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
They're the same age.
Oh, God.
I think Rick and
what
Bruce.
It could be. Oh,
are they the same person? But one has an accent.
Ooh. Yeah.
So have we ever seen them in the same place?
No.
We haven't. They're the same person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. See, you can say anything on the internet.
Right.
And it's true.
Separated at birth or twins.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to have the tiniest thread of truth. You can just say it and put it out there.
Right.
And it almost looks real. And people will go, good enough for me. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that story.
And I mean, and today's episode, we acknowledge they were true Jackalope tales.
Yeah.
I mean,
these are both Jackalope tales and that were spun by people online.
Mm-hmm.
And it somehow gained fire and
and
fucked up some shit.
Oh,
not as much for Bruce, but
not
I'm sure
Bruce.
that,
No, I mean that's more of just like, he's not big enough to have tours anymore. But yours, when it starts getting into prostitution,
right?
All this,
and it has affected
kids.
Yeah, it has affected their career.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
that's
anyway.
But
thank you everyone for listening. Follow the links on our show notes to find us on all the socials.
Yeah, definitely. Like, subscribe, rate, leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to these little ditties of a podcast. Yeah. So
right. And join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tale?
I need to go find some saxophone music.
No, you really don't.
Because if I'm constipated, that's when I need the saxophone.
Oingo Boingo had saxophone.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we got two. We got Morphine and Oingo Boingo.
We really had to work on two.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the saxophone.
No. And I never liked the saxophone players in school either. I didn't play in the band anyway, but
Tom Urquhart, we liked you though. Do you remember Tom Urquhart?
Tom Urquhart, I do.
Saxophone player, right?
Was he?
I think
My
so.
sister would know. She was great.
Trumpet, saxophone.
He played one.
He played trumpet.
Oh, see,
Chris Bellamy
and he's
was
probably
saxophone.
fucking.
No one
pissed
knows
you
who
called
these
him.
are.
See, you
No one
started a
knows.
jackalope.
No one
with a
knows who these people are.
calling
These are
him a
famous Fort Worth
saxophone
people. No one knows who they are except for us, the Fort Worth people.
Yeah.
But you should look them up on you should look up Tom Urquhart on Facebook and say, great sax playing dude.
Loved you in the food court.
Right. Oh, you know someone who, can you think of a band who plays French horn?
Oh shit.
Badly Drawn Boy. French horn.
Oh no way.
Yeah, dude. And it's good.
Wow.
See? In fact, he's got a French horn solo.
Wow.
And part of the song.
Well, shit. And then, of course, I can't help but bring up Butthole Surfers and the tuba.
Tuba. Yes.
Gibby playing the tuba.
Yeah.
Damn.
I love the tuba.
Oh, yeah. It's tuba-rific. So, good stuff.
Oboe.
Yeah. If y'all think of anyone that has a cool saxophone, we don't think you will, but let us know.
Or not.
You don't care. We're moving on after I stop the recording. Bye.
Bye.
Damn.
Like hook him up, good. Go, ODB used to love this love dip with carrot sticks. See the stalker get nervous.
Oh shit, that'll be good for the outro.